This conversation of Kibra by-elections has actually taken some good time as we started. In that illustration of how it's played out, are we getting carried away with the sideshows and forgetting the constituency itself and the issues there? Because there have been promises of changing the fortunes for people of Kibra, and people might say, why haven't you challenged that comment? You've just let it play without being challenged. And you've seen how politicians have talked about it, because it's a high-stakes kind of vote. And yes, there's an analysis of this is not just the by-election. This is actually a show of 2022. Do you think that's misleading when we talk about 2022 and we're actually here on...
It isn't misleading at all. These are like harbingers of things to come. I mean, the early signs of the politics that we're going to face.
And the shift.
And yes, and it's the making of 2022, so to speak. So the media should be ahead of the game, ahead of everybody in trying to shed light on things which are going to shape the rest. And Kibra clearly is one of those, what do I call, the milestones as we start, because it's really brought two major combatants head on. Unlike has happened since the last elections.
Someone might say you might as well have Raila and Ruto on the ballot, because it seems they've been playing out. And we have Kibra. 24 candidates.
I don't even know the rest of the people,
to be very honest. It is what it is in Kibra, because the principles have come in. I mean, the main political players, the Deputy President Raila has come in, and you know, Musalia has come in, Wetangula has come in. So it's really like the big boys, so to speak, are fighting to take the lead and to demonstrate that they're ahead of this game.
Yes.
So I don't think any comparisons or trying to use this as a test for 2022 is wrong. I think it's spot on.
Unfair to the other candidates, because we've heard of the three mostly, and I mean, some just learned that it's 19 to 24, actually 24, hopefully, if the IBC clears all of them.
Mark, you might just be interested. I'm actually voting in Kibra on Thursday. I vote in Kibra. And as a resident of that area, one thing that has stunned me is that nobody has come to talk to the rest of us. Like, Kibra is not just Kibera. The other parts of the place, and some of us actually live in close vicinity to the area, but I think everybody is focused. It's amazing.
Or perhaps the question is, will you be the one voting, or is it the people in Kibera who will be voting?
Trust me, I am
perhaps
voting.
that's their target audience.
Right and early, you can come and check me out. I'm voting.
But yes, about how fair it has been for...
The point is that I think it's I don't know, really, I covered a lot of elections through my period as a journalist. Yes. And I know that the top contenders are the ones who get the maximum visibility. But what would have been fair is to give some airtime also to the other candidates. I think it's fair that people are running, people have put themselves out there, 24 people are there, and they're also trying to get, you know, to get into the race. But of course, as you said before, Kibra is sounding like it's not even about the candidates anymore. Nobody even cares about the candidates. There's 2 or 3 people, Raila and Vice President Ruto and some other, maybe one other candidate, Owalo, who's trying to make some inroads there. So at the end of the day, the media has decided to focus. So I think it would be fair, just before the election at least, can the media tell us who the 24 candidates are?
No, but you know,
it's fair to know.
You could as well just replace the names of the actual Kibra candidates with the party leaders.
Yes.
Replace Imran with Raila, replace Mariga with Ruto, and that's fair game, because that's how the game is being played there. The rest are details. You know,
but where does fairness come in?
The details, actually, as you Makali say, I mean, to be very fair to McDonald Mariga, he was popular before even he was nominated, you know, for this particular political post, because we know him from football. You know, having captained the national team Harambee Stars, and he played, you know, the Champions League, the first Kenyan, in fact, to score the Champions League. And you have a big legion of Kenyans who follow, you know, Mr. Mariga from a sports point of view. But I think looking at the numbers of people here, it's a big crowd. You know, it's actually a big crowd. And Kibra, this is a nucleus in terms of Nairobi politics. A lot of it happens in Kibra. This was, you know, the epicenter of the post-election violence, you know, 10 years ago. So this is it's a place that cannot be wished away, can never be discounted. But could the media have done something like a town hall meeting of all the candidates, you know, in a perhaps one phase or 2 phases, and bring all of them together, so that even as we talk about the supremacy battles between Mr. Odinga and Mr. Ruto from, and as Makali says, just by sheer weight of the political, impact of the officers is all
behind them.
They become news, by their own
Yes.
right. But beyond that, could we have done a town hall meeting perhaps in a televised? This is where a rare opportunity, the media comes together, to do a one town hall show. You have one person producing and sharing the feed. Is it important to us as a media, or is it not?
Actually, some might say you're giving it too much weight, that we do that for the presidential debate.
Absolutely. Why don't we cascade it down
to throw this challenge back to the media? Just the way you organize a presidential debate.
Yes.
Why can't you do a micro, a smaller debate?
As a way of also getting ready for 2022.
On Kibra, a mock run. Because people would like to understand, what does Mariga stand for beyond what Jubilee or the DP stands for? What does Imran stand for? What does Butichi stand for? What does Owalo stand for, and the others? We have not had them because they've been covered in the cacophony of the big players, the big
Absolutely.
who are in there.
Yes.
Yeah, and Mark, perhaps another very critical thing. First of all, there are quite a number of women candidates.
Yes.
Nobody has even shown us who the female candidates running in Kibra.
Oh, they're there.
And I think it is important for them to get some visibility. So this is a pitch for the ladies out there. But I wanted to say that aside from covering the top guns, even the issues in Kibra have disappeared. Over the past few weeks, all we're hearing is, seeing all these big. I've never seen so many politicians gathering in one election. I mean, this has taken. It has to be like a world record of the governors, the MPs, and everybody. But what are the real issues that are bedeviling the people of Kibra? What should the candidates be focusing on? What are the pledges that are coming out? It's just getting lost in all the cacophony of these big wigs coming, all the music, the dancing, the gyrating, and everything. Yeah. The real issues of what needs to change in Kibra for lives to be changed there are not even coming out anymore. So I think the media should also be giving some attention to this. What is it that needs to be changed there? What are the people of Kibra really suffering?
It's actually, we find ourselves, I think we are confronted, by the proverbial, the elephant is in the room, and we can't see the elephant. Getting ready for 2022, but as an institution, the last time, as you've said here, we hosted the deputy governor, the senators, but what have we done to this particular one and future by-elections, I would imagine, if they arise? Let's take it even now closer home and closer to where the real issue is. Look at the issue of Nairobi City County. As precarious as the situation is, have the media spoken really about it? Because in just one small misstep, Nairobi is going back to an election, to elect a governor. But what have we done as a media? And it keeps going back to the issue of editorial fitness. Do we have it? Okay? Even as we demand from others, for them, we keep holding doctors. We keep holding doctors in very high esteem. When they do an operation and they leave a scissors in somebody's stomach, we go ham. If a lawyer makes a mistake, we really hold them in very high standard.
Oh,
but who holds us?
We do get the
flag.
Who
holds the media in this kind of? Who
flag.
monitors the media when we fail? Okay, we don't expect lawyers to speak for us. We don't expect teachers to speak for us. We must speak for ourselves. But the question is, now that the time for campaigns is over, okay, we're going to the by-elections. There's already lawsuits are flying around.
On Thursday.
On Thursday, and IBC is being sued. Did we anticipate these kind of things? As to the point, now we're covering cases. Could these some of the questions would have asked well in advance and be able to forestall by asking, by probing, by being persistent?